fans and music lovers, welcome to Toon Talk. I'm Jen.
And I'm Stephen James.
And what a great day today was for the Lions.
Go Lions!
Yes, there's so much goodness going on in Detroit.
Absolutely.
So much goodness has come from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And so much goodness has come from Michigan in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I really do hope the Lions keep it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So speaking of music from Detroit, this weekend we have a Epic Eagles tribute band coming to the Vault here in Saginaw. We thought we talked about the Eagles a little bit because guess who's from Detroit?
Glenn Fry was from Detroit. Yes. Royal Oak area. And you know who else was from Detroit?
Who else?
Bob Seger was from Detroit.
Bob Seger from Detroit.
And you know, I have to give a little bit of a thanks to Bob Seger because he set Glenn Fry up with his management team and then got him a contract with his label. I think it was something Hideout.
I'm not sure.
Anyways, yeah, so speaking of the Eagles, they have had numerous
massive hits.
Yes, massive. Though they came out before I was born, I remember the very first Eagles album. So my dad had this big red vinyl record box. And there were so many records in there. Doobie Brothers, Fleetwood Mac, and the Eagles. I still remember that blue with the Eagles on it, or the eagle what type thing on there. And I remember playing that while my dad was gone. My favorite, and I used to stand out on the porch and sing with the big headphones, was Take It to the Limit.
Take it to the limit.
Yeah.
A lot of us really kind of get introduced to music from our parents. But unfortunately for me, my dad listened to a lot of pop music, and he listened to a lot of Prince, and he even listened to Kenny G. So, you know, that's kind of what I got around my house. So I was introduced to rock music by my brother. So I don't really know the Eagles too well, or other than just the popularity of their songs that I've heard. So I don't know. I got to know a little bit more about them. We watched a couple of documentaries, and they were an amazing band. And I didn't realize how great it is to have a huge, massive group like that is all full of lead singers.
And they all participate.
Mm-hmm.
And they, you know, it's refreshing to see that, you know, you don't just have to have one lead singer or one lead guitarist. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
and then normally the guy in the back, the drummer, is the guy nobody ever really talks about. But then you got someone like Don Henley. You know, him and Glenn Fry kind of heading up this whole gig, and you know, here he is in the back, and he's killing it.
Plus, he had a massive solo career too. On top of that,
Yeah, both of them did.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And these guys like to party back in the day too. I was really amazed because just from their music and how kind of folky it is and everything, how much they party. I mean, they even partied with Ozzy. So
Yeah.
I mean, and
There were some stories in that documentary. There was quite a few documentaries on there. I'm, like I said in a previous episode, I'm a huge documentary fan. I love learning about other people and kind of where they start, how they went through their life, how they got their successes, what their downfalls were, and just their story in general. I just get a kick out of it. I'm weird.
well, and what's really nice is we got to watch a little bit about Epic Eagles that are coming here to the Vault, and they seem like some really good guys and very, very talented. They kind of got that whole thing going on too.
Not only does Dean, the lead singer for
Dean Young.
Yep, for Epic Eagles, sound like
Don. Is
yeah,
it?
yeah. I mean, did you think he looked like the owner of the Vault a little bit?
A little bit like Bill Peters. Yeah,
I was like,
there were some similarities there.
There were some similarities. Yeah, I was like, huh.
It's gonna be funny seeing them two standing next to each other.
Yeah, we'll have to get a picture side by side.
Absolutely.
So hopefully in the next episode, or we might do a live. I don't really know yet how this is going to work, but
we're working all the kinks out.
Yeah, but we're going to be doing some interviews this coming Saturday, the 27th, at the Vault with Epic Eagles and Attaboy, who's opening up. They are a huge local Tri-Cities band here with great harmonies. I think we've mentioned them before, but we are doing an interview with them, and hopefully we'll get the Epic Eagles and get that out to you this weekend before the show, so you can kind of get a good glimpse of the venue and see what we have going on there.
Speaking of Attaboy, I mean, there's another band too, and that's why I think they fit in so well with this coming Epic Eagles. Great harmonies, and they all. Wasn't 100% sure about the drummer, but I know bass player, rhythm guitar player Mike, and Joe, the bass player, are all phenomenal singers.
Yeah.
And they really got that thing going on, and it's beautiful. I mean, they've gone to Nashville to record. Excellent guys, and we're really good friends with them. We had talked to them on a regular basis, so
yeah,
a really good group of guys.
Yeah, I wonder what their writing process is compared to a group like the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sounds like Glenn and Don, you know, they both have their own writing styles, which was, you know, this storytelling from like having a picture, trying to give us what the setting of the backdrop is, so we have it pictured in our head, you know, on a long desert highway.
Right.
Cool wind in my hair.
Yeah, the way they would tell the stories in their songs, it was, and like I said, I didn't really know the Eagles that well. And just by what I've gotten to know them by watching these documentaries about them and their lives and their careers, they were just all amazing guys, and they're just their backgrounds, you know, where they came from and their differences in music, and then coming together and building something that was such a massive experience that stand the test of time.
I mean, they went platinum the first week.
Hotel California.
Yeah, 1977.
200 million copies.
Yeah, and that wasn't even their first album. You know what's funny? Like, some bands, you know, they don't really do well on their first one. They get better as they go. But the first album of the Eagles, I personally feel, was my favorite. It wasn't Hotel California, but... and I think it's because I wore out that record when I was... I mean, I was probably only... I don't know, 5 or 6 when I first started listening to it. I mean, obviously it came out before I was born. I'm like 1972. So it was out before I was born, but my dad just, I mean, all that stuff he just loved. And then when Glenn Frey came out with his solo career, Eagles had a 14-year hiatus, and Glenn Frey put out Smuggler's Blues, and there was another one, and I keep thinking it's like Beverly Hills Cop or something it was in, but I think I was roller skating to that. I mean, it was huge, you know.
I didn't even know that Boys of the Summer was their song, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't really know them that well, and there's a band that does a cover of that song that was really good. And, I used to do that song in the band when we were doing covers, and it was always a good tune, and I always enjoyed it. And now that I know that it's a Eagles
Who else
song,
covered it? I know the Ataris covered it.
There was another band that back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s that covered it too.
The Ataris. Anyways.
Well, there was many bands that have covered their songs.
Yeah.
And what was that one that we just seen with that country singer who did that.
Oh,
video.
Travis Tritt.
Travis Tritt, he did their video, and he actually had them all in the song and all in the video. It was awesome. It was amazing.
I think Travis Tritt, to be honest with you, after Glenn Frey died, it was either Travis Tritt or there's another country artist kind of stepped up and kind of filled in for a while. Kind of like what we were talked about last week too, which I think is so great that there are artists out there that take time out of their busy schedules and, fill in when something happens, and, no, there'll never be another Glenn Frey. And, they step in and do something great for us fans.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all that being said, we do really appreciate you guys. And I want to give another shout out to Dave with CM1 Productions just for helping us out with this podcast, helping us out with our logo. We really appreciate you. And Bill Peters, thank you for letting us use the Vault as a platform. Couldn't have worked out for us any better. And hopefully we get some new followers coming to the Vault. Hopefully we'll see you this Saturday, the 27th, for the Epic Eagles and Attaboy. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. I'll be working. We'll have a couple bars open with all your favorite drinks, maybe some food.
I'll be on the floor filming. Come say hi.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe too.
Yes. And share. Subscribe and share, please. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We appreciate you guys so much. Ciao.